yes, people hope everyone is doing good on this Saturday. Weird, I'm doing one of these on a Saturday, given played yesterday, but yeah, love it. Another win, clean sheet, 5 in a row in the league. We are coming. Next player ratings, let's go. A lot to talk about. Costs and usual standards. We'll quickly talk about the goalkeeper. I gave him a 7 this week for Lamese because I thought he did everything fairly solid that he needed to. His distribution was good. He made a crucial 1v1 save, which was literally the only chance in my mind anyway, which they created the entire game. Passed each one with flying colours. One or two passes were a bit wayward, long balls, but apart from that, he was very solid. 7 out of 10. Next discussion. And this is the first discussion point I want to talk about. Junior Firpo 7, it was fine. Again, not better than the other day when he played the other week, but he was fine. He did some good stuff going forward. Beat once or twice in dangerous areas defensively, but also did well in times defensively. 7, it was fairly solid. I want to talk about Archie Gray. And I know I talk about him every week, and I try and not, go over the top with that, but what I'm seeing from Archie Gray in terms of his development is a rapid pace. You expect a player to develop slowly. You expect a player to bed themselves into a team before establishing themselves as a key player in this side. And really, he's grown a bit each game. It's not like, you see this guy for 20 games and he's starting to develop. He's developed early and fast. And for me, that all comes down to the player's temperament, his attitude, and his willingness to learn and develop. And the coach who knows how to get the best out of a young player who's willing to learn and develop. And there's another player that we need to talk about in a bit. Archie Gray from right back yesterday, Bristol City, dominated the game from right back. So much of the attacking moves started with him. A lot of the way in which we attack was dictated by Archie Gray. His decision making was almost perfect. His defensive was almost perfect. You're looking at this player and you're just genuinely wondering how high he can go. Right now, what he's showing for a lot of young footballers is believe yourself. No matter how young you are, if you get an opportunity, take it. There's no doubt about it. We all knew Archie Gray had just unbelievably high potential. But to be at the point, for me, where he was the best player on the pitch yesterday for Leeds United with all that attacking talent we have, is something that you would have imagined. And this is purely down to, and forget the talent, because we know he's got that. A lot of these young players have talent. All of them. In fact, Archie Gray's talent helped by the fact mentally he's so content with learning and understanding his role, communication and the trust and respect he has for the manager. It's so important to his development. Young players might come in, think they know more, think they deserve to play higher straight away. The fact is, if you're part of a successful winning side and you're a big part of that side, you will develop massively. It's so important for development to play football every day in a good, successful team where you're learning so much. And Archie Gray is as a product of that man management from Daniel Farke. But in my opinion, people disagree. But every situation has been immaculate with these young players, and that's just based on the way in which I probably deal with them as well. That's why I think that. But yeah, it's so good to see this young talent thriving and just enjoying his football and loving playing football for Leeds United. Loving just expressing himself in a different position, a position now which is fully his own. And I'm going to say this: he's not getting dropped. Connor Roberts will likely come into this side because he's good. But Archie Gray's not getting dropped. Whether he starts right back, centre mid, Archie Gray will be in the team. Someone moves out for Archie Gray. Is that good? You know who they could be. I don't care. Trust this guy that much to play in any position that Daniel Farke wants him to. Man of the match, 9 out of 10. Unbelievable. What a player. centre-back pairings. You know what's... Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. They're just so effective together. It's almost like they cruise through games. They have one or two moments in games they have to deal with, and they deal with it. Joe Rodon, I genuinely can't stress, every single cross in the last 5-6 games that's come into our box has been headed out by Joe Rodon. Every one of them. Blocks as well. Ampadu too. These two are, again, they're playing on the pitch. They're just so good. Ampadu can play centre-back, play centre-mid. Put him wherever you want. It's excellent for Leeds every week. Not consistent. Consistently excellent. And Joe Rodon is an absolute colossal. And the only reason that the ratings are not high because generally speaking they didn't have a lot to do. Right? They weren't involved in the game that much based on how much we dominated the game, in my opinion. Still seeing people think we played alright. You've got to look at a game in two ways. We created, for me, 4 big goal scoring chances, which players of our caliber, the caliber of player which we have should be finishing, hands down. And we conceded, I believe, 2 shots on target. So either end, you're creating chances to win the game 4 or 5, and you're letting chances on a game. You are doing a nothing every single game to win a team and win against the side you're playing against comfortably. How you get there is down to preference. All of it's down to preference. Whether you enjoy slow build-up, whether you enjoy the way we play individuals thriving in certain areas of the pitch, whether you like long ball, whether you like full-blown attack, the product is the same. Seed next to no chances, and you create the most chances. That's what you need to do in football. That's the product. It's the end product, sorry. But in the middle, it's down to preference. Yeah, unbelievable from these two. Again. I'll be quick on these two, because I want to talk about the attack. What to chat about? Gurev was good. I give it 6.5 just because I don't think he affected the game as much as he did in his previous games. That's, again, down to how we played and what Bristol City allowed us to do. There's a lot more width involved from central areas. It went wide quite quickly for Archie Gray or Farke on the other side. So they didn't get involved that much, but they were still solid. Gurev was solid for me. 6.5 is a decent score for a player that didn't have a massive impact on the game. But he's looking like a Bundesliga player in midfield, isn't he? His distribution is excellent. Temperament's excellent. His tackling's really good. Breaking up a play is really good. His decision making is really good. His pass choice has always been something I love. The detail of his pass. You guys know I love the detail of a pass. I hate players that pass a ball and it's slow and bobbly. Just whip it in hard to the feet, man. Honestly, it slows down attacks. I'm sorry, it annoys me. Yeah, Gurev, excellent. Mara had a bit of a struggle for me. Not a struggle. That's a harsh word. There's little moments in games where it's not quite as quick as he wants it. His touch isn't quite as good as he wants it. His pass isn't quite as whipped as he wants it. And this is down to the standards he set. And I just think he's just looking a little sketchy at times in midfield. Maybe this game and maybe slightly the game before. But Glenn Kamara is a top operator. And whether Archie Gray comes in for him, I think there's potential that could happen. I just think Archie Gray is at a level now where he plays in this team every week because he's that good. And you got to remember he's young. Kamara's an excellent player. He is. His skills are so excellent. The way in which the skills are so excellent. His skills are so effective in our games. And sometimes players have dips of 2 or 3 games where they're not quite their level. It's alright for them to maybe take the bench for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe he'll start. Maybe he doesn't. That's down to the manager. It's both good options. And let's not forget, Kamara has been really good for Leeds. I think he's been massively underrated this season. I think he's been excellent. I keep saying that word. I think he's been really good in midfield. Most of the season he's played. Maybe 1 or 2 games. But there's a young lad there who's doing absolutely unbelievable. So there's definitely a decision to be made. Good decision to make though. And this is what people. It's not an argument against who's rubbish. He's good. They're both good. One's playing better than the other slightly at the moment. It's fine. This is a good option to have off the bench. In fact, one of the best options in the Championship in terms of centre mid to have off the bench, if that was the case. If that's Archie Gray, same. These are good decisions. You don't have to plot this player against this player. This player's bad. This get him on. No, they're both good. They're both good technical players. All right, it's fine. Next, we're going to talk about this guy in a minute. Talk about Crete. Right. If you're watching this, Joe, this to you. I was watching stream. Joe's lives are voted, by the way. Talk about greedy. Now, for this, you kind of have to, and I cannot stress. If I know one thing in the last 2 years, and if whoever's watched this from uni, you know too, about greedy players. Trust me, I know about greedy players. Believe me. And do you want to tell me about greedy players? They don't change. They've been greedy since they've been 5 years old. They ain't changing. That ain't happening. If Cree thinks he can score, he's going to take 3 on to try to score. If there's a pass there, it's who they are, people. I can't stress, I don't want to say names. Last 3 years at uni, I know about greedy players. Do you know the best thing about those greedy players, though? They're probably our best players. Let them do what they want. Are they frustrating? Yes. The best. They have the best numbers at the end of the season? Yeah, probably. Are they the biggest threat on the pitch most weeks? Yeah, probably. Do they get most of goals and assists? Probably. But he's like that. There's 3 guys there. I want to take them on. That's what I enjoy. That's what I love doing. No one can pass it 5 yards and get an assist for your team and help your team win the league. Yeah, I can do it myself. This is what it is, people. I know. Look, people might be frustrated by it. I don't. Oh, yeah, trust me, I get frustrated during games. But then they'll do something in a game where they get 3 goals and 3 assists and 2 of them are worldies, and you're thinking, okay, it happens. That's who they are. He is a little greedy at times. It's a player he is. His attributes. That's what he does. It's the way it is, but deal with it, people. Deal with it. Anyway, Cree was good again. Look, he could have had 4 or 5, I think, but on another day, like 4 or 5. His positioning is excellent. And the press, by the way, from Cree, every time he won the ball, I hope it was because of his press. Unbelievable, underrated aspect of his play yesterday. The press. He created those chances that he was greedy for. He kind of had it right. Yeah. I give him an 8. I just thought he was excellent. Look, his finishing was to be desired yesterday. But every bit of his play, if he'd have scored, it could have been his best performance of the season, I'll be honest. If he'd have scored 2 or 3 that he should have, it'd have been by far his best performance. Because, yeah, he was unplayable. He really was. Just that end product weren't there. Talk about Gnonto, the redemption, and there's genuinely, there's nothing more I love in a season or in football than a player who has a redemption arc. There's nothing better. So satisfying seeing a lad been through a lot. Look, talk about why that happened. Blame Gnonto, obviously. The decision making is down to the environment he was in. But that's gone now. I'm not having this, he's not trying. I have been people saying that. I think that's all. Yes, I really do. It's a player you could see from the celebration yesterday. So passionate about scoring that goal. That meant everything to him yesterday. Everything. Absolutely everything. And I genuinely, when he scored, I was so happy it was him. Because we're forgetting how good this lad was for 10 games in the Premier League last season. In a horrible, dark season, he was the only positive light for a long period of that. Cree had a little bit as well, a few games in there where he was excellent. There was a few other players, but when it was so bleak and dark, Willie Gnonto came in and gave us a little bit of hope. We became Give the Ball to Him FC. And this redemption is something I'm here for, because not only is it a redemption, Willie Gnonto, again, how good he is, going to destroy this league. And this is another good decision we have. Stan James will be coming back probably in a few weeks. How well's Gnonto playing in a few weeks? Has he got more goals than assists? good decisions. But I'm so proud that it was him, and I'm happy for him. And I genuinely hope now, in the scenes at the end, I just hope now he's ready for this, and we push on and have another asset of his quality in our team, farming and firing all cylinders. We will be unstoppable. Unstoppable if he starts playing the way he can. Unstoppable. Shout out to William. Shout out to William. Don't know. Anyway, Patrick Bamford 6.5. I thought he did some decent stuff in there again. Not his most effective game. I think a lot of the play came wide again, so I think the wingers were more involved in this. But we'll move on. I want to talk about Jorginho just real quick about Jorginho. And this is more about, we know who he is, we know what he does. I give him a 7, probably slightly harsh, but just didn't get any goals and assists. I think he was a lot more effective in deeper areas at bringing the ball forward for the wingers this game. I don't think he was necessarily that effective in the box. Yeah, Keith made a good save from him. Still, probably scored that. But Jorginho's an excellent player. We know that. I love him to bits. He's my favourite player in the team. I think he's unbelievably good. Yeah. But what I want to talk about is the character of him. Every single successful team needs a player like Jorginho. Every one of them. He's so infectious. His energy and his willingness to just be happy and enjoy himself is infectious. The team will love him. The way in which he grabbed onto at the end of the game, pushed him in front of the fans, made it about him, as in Gnonto. The way he was happy for him, he was smiling for him. The way the tunnel cam where he comes out and screams, "Let's go!" It's just so infectious and happy, and that he epitomises the environment right now. Look at the end of the game, everyone's happy, everyone's buzzing for Gnonto. This squad is everything, and he's a big part of that. I'm sure he's a huge part of it. Again, knowing players that are like that and how important they are to a team, and how the environment, and when things are a bit dark or if people are having bad days, that you've got Jorginho coming in and smiling and making people feel happy. And I'm coming from a player that had a huge struggle at Leeds last season and the start of this. It's beautiful to see. It is poetic. It's beautiful. It epitomises this team. And I just want one final thing before I go. So I still think we were in third gear, Bristol. People see that as a negative, not me. Because let me say this. There's what, 16 games left now? Again, this comes back to what I said earlier about being in third gear. He still created 4, for me, big goal-scoring chances in third gear and conceded nothing, apart from 1 or 2 shots. This team is so capable of more. And do you know what it is? I think they will do it when it matters. I think we're content with the level we're at right now. We're dominating games at this gear, at this level. Dominating them. We dominate Bristol. People say we won't. Rubbish. When Bristol have like 5 minutes possession, it's, oh, Leeds are rubbish. What do you expect? Come on. Let's not be silly. Dominated. They created next to nothing. We created loads. This happens every game. It's a constant theme. We're a really good side. Yeah, we're a good side. We have a lot to learn to do. Do that every week, and we look better every week. We look more complete every week. Performance might not be scintillatingly quick, and people are crying out for this quick flowing football. We're not that team anymore, people. It's gone. We're not that team. We are a possession-based side. We relies a lot of the time, unless it's a transition, on slow build-up to break down a team. Find an area where we have 3 or 4 players in a dangerous area, and we quickly create an easy attack. We don't run around and create a crossing opportunity. We run around and we create an easy 1v1 chance. We had 2 or 3 of them, and we missed. Making those chances, they are huge, and we have the quality to keep making them. We don't make 1 a game. That's what's big. We don't make 1 a game. We make 2 or 3 or 4 huge. I'm not talking about decent chances, big chances. We make them like that. There's 2 or 3 chances we made yesterday, which were literally 1 ball, because we were patient. We waited for the opportunity. So much more to come from this side. That should scare everyone else. So we are good. We'll talk about Ipswich being good. Look how much we battered them. We've got that in us. There's 1 game that we were utterly beaten. 1 or 2. And that was Southampton. That's the next pick. Last game of the season there. I keep telling you about that. But you gotta understand, people. This is so much potential in this side. So much, so much. Good to see. Enough, doing more than enough to win every game we're playing. The last bit will come. That clinical edge will start to come slowly. And these games where it has, games will be 3-0 up at half time. That's what I mean. It's coming. The league is on notice. Trust me. This team is confident. 5 in a row, not lost in the new year. Not lost in the. It's better than anyone in the league. They're coming. See you guys in a bit. Appreciate all the support. Please be one of them.